Good morning from Tokyo, and here it is at 6:30 in the morning, and just arrived at work, and I was just taking the train and decided I want to make this video because I just finished a assessment with my students. We're doing the Roman Empire, and it turned out quite well. And what I did was I kind of went on a tangent, and I integrated a timeline using chronology, using geography, the maps of Rome, and I threw everything together, and it really actually kind of came together, and I was impressed. So I figured, why not make a video and kind of talk about it. So without further ado, let's get into it. What I wanted to do first, looking at the Roman Empire, was do I start teaching it from the beginning of Rome, or do I start as a whole? So I figured, why not, let's start this as a whole. So for those who teach Rome or teach history and usually teach Rome as a starting point and then go chronologically, shall we say, think about teaching it as a whole and then starting from the beginning. It actually, what I got from this is it's going to give the students perspective. What do I mean by that? Well, without further ado, you see the plan here. I have on this plan where students are going to be looking at an animated video of the Roman Empire. So I'm going to kind of zoom in here so you can see, and this here is the video that I used with students. Okay, and as you can see, as I pause the video here, what I wanted students to see is, one, you have the beginning of Rome. It has in the upper right-hand corner the Roman Republic, and then it has the year. Okay, and as the lesson calls, every 15 seconds, I wanted them to pause the video and then to record the countries that were in the Roman Empire. So in order to do that, they're going to need some geographic perspective. That's where this map comes in. So you see right here, Italy, and they're able to identify Italy pretty clearly. Now, if we fast forward the video a little bit, and I'm going to go, this is 20 seconds, but let's go to 30. Actually, let's go a little bit before. You see already that there's been quite a bit. The year has changed. And this is interesting because I found the sixth graders that I'm teaching, they didn't quite, some of them, understand chronology in the year sense. This video has BC, as you see, and AD. That's kind of outdated. We know for those who are teaching history, we use BCE, before Common Era, and then after 0, CE, Common Era. Okay. Now, as it goes, as the years get closer to 0, it's important to highlight that to students because they think, well, it should go 1, 2, 3, not 3, 2, 1. But that was part of the chronology that I was teaching and trying to reinforce to students. So we have the year, we have the geography. Now, in order to get the geography, what I would encourage for this exercise, and what I did, was I had them open up a Google Doc titled Roman Empire, and in their Google Doc, they're going to chronologically put the year, and then next to the year using this map, and then a map that shows the countries, the present day countries. And what I found is if they put the maps side by side, it'll make the exercise much easier. So I'm doing that here on this link on Google Chrome. So we push it right here. And then on this link, you're going to have the map here. So if we move this to the side, and what students are going to be doing is synthesizing. This is a great skill. Something similar that they're going to be doing in art, where they have to look at something and trace something. So in their Google Doc, and they're going to be working on 3 different screens. So there's a lot of multitasking here. Organization, that helps. Students need that. And so I showed them this on my screen in my classroom. You have the authentic map, what Europe looks like, and North Africa and the Middle East, which is going to be the areas encompassing the Roman Empire. And you have the timeline, which is in the YouTube video here. So as they move through, they had to list the countries that are being added to the Roman Republic. Okay, it takes time at first, but once they get the hang of it, then they're going to get to a midway point, which is going to be about here. Okay. You see the amount of purple on this map, and you see the amount of countries that are added to the Roman Empire. They do need to put all of these countries. This creates a good halfway point. You see the video is only at 37 seconds. And the point is this: when they have all of the countries in the Roman Empire, you say, wow, it was such a great Roman Empire, whatever. All of these countries were added. How did they do it? That's that perfect discussion point. How do you create an empire this big? Now, we've already talked about civilizations, and we already did a project on 13 different civilizations. So now we're going to connect it to the Roman Empire. What did Rome do that was similar to what we did before? That connection, critical thinking, great questions, great conversation, great discussion. Now, the next day, where we get to is here. Colors change and you see it split in half. All right. Now we're not going to focus on the increase and the expansion of the Roman Empire. Now we're going to focus on the decline. So continuing that Google Doc, and by the Google Doc, you'll see 405 AD. This is where you'll want to, if we go right before here, you'll see 360 AD and then 405 AD. The chronological point where you're teaching them from 0. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3 up until 360, the height of the Roman Empire. Then there's going to be a decline. Okay, now to emphasize the decline, we go through the video again, according to my plan, every 15 seconds. So what's happening here is I just move forward, we're going 8 seconds already. Half the empire's decreased and we're at 530 AD. And you emphasize that in just over 100 years, half the empire's gone. Now we're gonna go a little bit more. Now we're going to go a little bit more. So there's some expansion, but now it's decreasing and the students are going to see this. Have them, again, list the countries that are disappearing now from the Roman Empire, okay? So in order to organize this, they have a nice long timeline of the expansion. Make the expansion one color on your Google Doc. As you get to day 2 or lesson 2, or if you're in a block period, part 2 of the block, make the second part a different color. The second part is the decline of the Roman Empire. That'll be another color. That'll help with organizing. One color expansion, one color decline. Helps with organizing, and later for the discussion, it's going to make it a little bit more fruitful when you guys are discussing. So as we get to the very end of the Roman Empire, we're looking at about 1400 AD. And you see there's only one here, areas here in the north of Turkey, parts of Greece. Now the discussion, what happened, okay? Before we get to the discussion, the chronological part needs to be in place. I met with students one-on-one and constantly looking at the countries, looking at the chronology, was saying, okay, this is what needs to be fixed. This is what needs to be color-coded, because some were very new at this. Even though they're doing something similar in math, they haven't really done negative numbers. The negative would be before 0, the BCE. So at least we're doing it here in 6th grade. It did work out, and it did help when we get, especially after 0. So once we get to the decline of Rome, now what happened? Again, that discussion part, as I mentioned. Now, to add to the timeline, what I did using this site, the Rome Timeline Ancient History Encyclopedia site, you have a vast timeline of different items here. But what I really wanted to focus on, because again, I want to look at the Roman Empire as a whole. So let's look at battles. Rome experienced obviously significant increase in expansion with war and battles. So let's look at that. Also, leaders. I focused on those two for 2 reasons. Number one, when we looked at our previous unit, we did look at civilizations and empires that expanded. And how did they do that? Most commonly, the students figured, or that we learned, was through war. So just like what we learned before, Rome, they're going to expand through war. So what campaigns, battles, wars, violence, conflict, create that word bank. I'm working with second language learners. So you want all of those words so that students have something to work with. Leaders. Well, what's a leader? Well, from our previous units, pharaoh, emperor, king, empress, all of those put in there so that they have that word bank. And then what they have to do using this site is look for those words, those years, and then they're going to put it in their timeline, and they had to come up with 10 leaders, 10 battles. So as we go through here, our starting point was about 510 BCE. And as we're going down, we're looking for a king, a leader or a battle. So we see here right away, 499 BCE, battle. Okay, now they had to copy paste it. Where are they going to copy paste it? This is where the chronological skills come in. 499 BCE, not to get confused with CE. I gave them this one as an example. Copy paste, paste it into their timeline right next to between 510 and then 490 BCE in there. Okay, now we have a battle. Now we need to look for a leader, okay? Again, I usually do one example with them, what I'm doing with you right now on my screen. So as we go down, we need to look for a leader. Aha, the last king of Rome dies. This one here. So Now that we have a king and we have 495, copy, paste it into the timeline, okay? This was their freebie. Now they had to give me 9 more. And as they finished, I was able to meet with them one-on-one. And what they were doing, and they didn't really know it at the time, but as they were finishing, I said, you're creating your study guide. So using this information, you have the countries from the expansion, the countries of the decline, 10 battles, 10 leaders. Now we're ready for an assessment. And I had already met with them 3 times. So I was sure at least that they had the information they needed in order to perform the assessment. Gave them the assessment and voila, the results actually turned out pretty good. I had some that I know I need to work with individually, and that's fine. The majority were able to pick it up, and that was the key point here. So it's a hodgepodge of things throwing together, but I think what it really does is it creates the scope and the extent of what you're going to be learning about in Rome. We know there's an increase. We know there's a decrease. We know that there's leaders. We know that there's battles. Now let's look at the specific content details. And what we are going to be doing next week is looking at Rome. I only get 2 weeks. I know some teachers get up to a month to spend on Rome. I don't have that luxury, but what I do have the luxury of doing is putting Rome as a whole on a map, the countries that it's made up of today. And by the way, use that as some of your questions if you're going to be making an assessment. What are the present day countries today that made up, for example, the Roman Empire in Europe? That's going to help with connection. One of the things we discussed was language, Romance languages. When you look at some of the languages like French, Portuguese, English, Romanian, Italian, etc. Those are Romance languages that all come from Latin. Well, where does Latin come from? Rome. And then as you map out, or as I showed where these countries were, I said, well, what do these all have in common? Well, they were all in the Roman Empire. So there's a lot of things, not just language, but we're going to be looking at archaeology, history, arts, etc., that are going to be able to really show the influence of the Roman Empire. So this is my lesson. I hope I explained it well. I hope you can do this with your students, and I hope you can really engage them. This encompasses a lot of skills. It's good that they get to not only practice the skills, but it engages them in an area. I'm teaching in Tokyo, so they are somewhat familiar with the Roman Empire, when I was in the Middle East, it was more relevant, I guess. But it's still exciting in the sense that they're able to pick up and they have this long timeline and they can use their information to answer questions for my quiz. So make your lessons as you will, take what you can from this video and always make it engaging. Have a great day and see you later.